Hello again, we're continuing with the Christian from Italy. What is the limit of our ego and of the other person? If one person desires to be with you continuously and you want your own spaces, so what? You need to give your ego in order to satisfy uh, his, uh, his needs. And we don't give up our ego. We just choose which desire to use and which desire not to use. We're not speaking just that I want to be alone and my mother keeps coming into my room, or my mother-in-law, even worse, and she's saying, Christian, what are you doing? Please, I want to speak with you, and you just don't want to talk to her, right? So bestowal would be what? To give her, to give up your space? No, it's not about that. The things of bestowal, ego, going above the ego, above reason, all of these things begins when I'm starting my path within a group of study with the people that share my same desire, studying Kabbalah. This is how we begin all of the story. Joaquin from Spain. Joaquin, I don't know. Do we need the aviut in order to feel purity? Yes, we said it. Without the desire to receive, we wouldn't know the desire to bestow, of course. How you can tell that you have white, the color white, if you've never seen something which is the opposite of white. Only white exists, so you cannot say this is white. In comparison to what? In contrast to what? John, how do we feel that giving is more important than receiving? Like in phase one, when you will give, you will feel that it is more important than all of your life of receiving. Susan from Holland, my desire is growing. I study as much as I can, but still I feel very much alone in my environment, like I'm alone on a ship. Is this growth in spirituality? This is the growth of the ego, that you want to be alone. You study, you want to know, you want to feel, but really now, really in correspondence with this growing ego, which is a good phenomenon, now you need to add your connection, the other line, okay? So the ship will sink because you're drilling a hole with your ego. So you need to connect to the others, and this way the ship not only it will sail, it will also fly. And we have the Facebook, and we have the Congress. Emil from Bulgaria. How much time do we need in order to go from one state to the other? Is there any particular time? No. You can pass from one state to the other in a blink of an eye, even a fragment of a second, like the Kabbalists. There was a story about a Kabbalist, big Kabbalist, that his disciple was so amazed that he passed like something like 10 states in 1 minute, and he told him, I counted 400. This is not about time as we know it. You can pass all of the states that you want in one earthly second, corporeal second. In spirituality, there isn't any time, space, movement. And yet, you can remain in one state all of your life, a whole incarnation. People remain the same in front of spirituality. They don't attain, they don't go to further connection. And even students, if you don't invest in your connection with the environment, you can remain like, I don't know, 10 years in the same situation until you will have the desire to go ahead. How? The desire comes from the environment, so I need to connect with it. Okay? Tamara from Barcelona. If the aviut is the desire, does it all come down to desiring to bestow? If the aviut, if you develop alongside with it the masach, yes, it becomes like the material that burns, that creates the flame, of course, that creates the light. Frank from Argentina. The impressions of the first three phases, are they imprinted in phase 4? Yes, all of these phases are making part of the essence of phase 4 of the Malchut. And he asks, do we have something in us of those previous phases? Of course, everything that we are is on the basis of these phases. Emil from Bulgaria, at which stages do we enter the spirituality or cross the mahsom? To cross the mahsom, the barrier, means that you already have made the restriction on yourself, the tzimtzum, that you are willing to really give up all of this intention to receive and acquire the intention to bestow. That means that whatever is outside of you, id est, the parts of your soul, they become more important for you. But I don't have this nature. You will see that you will have this nature, and then you will look at the nature of the will to receive, and you will think, how could I live with such a thing? Nick from London, what is the difference between the desire, the creature, and me? Me, what you feel now as Nick from London, is a false sensation of the eye that was created and conditioned through years of your childhood and maturity in London, or where you lived. And now you imagine Nick. The passage, the important passage from just one point to a creature, to a vessel, is the passage from me to we, and also from we to one, where we don't feel parts, but just oneness. We will feel it in the Congress. Peter from Germany, if I don't understand the question, the translation is bad. If receives Bechina Daled Bechina, I don't understand, I'm sorry. John from the UK, what does it mean when Leo said we have 10 discernments in Malchut? What is a discernment? Okay, this thing we explained in the series of questions and answers of the second semester, or even it was in the third semester, in the third lesson, not semester. We explained it in the second clip of the first lesson. Okay, what is a discernment? But we have 10 sfirot in the fourth phase, in Malchut. As we explained, the Ranpin is divided into 6 actions, which are called 6 sfirot. Okay, and you can add it the 4 phases, Chokhmah, Binah, and the Malchut, and the root. So it all comes to 10 sfirot, which are included in Malchut. These are all of the actions, all of the desires, which are 9 sfirot, which the Creator, the Light, did with her. She doesn't identify herself, her I, with these actions. But then there's the last development in Malchut, which is her desire, her real desire to take all of the Creator, to grasp, to use it, to enjoy it. This is her own desire. So we always speak about 10 sfirot, the first 9 sfirot of the Creator, and the last sfira, which is the Malchut. And let's see if we have time for another question. Yes, we have. Thomas from Germany, and he's asking, what is in Malchut? Then why is not the end of everything, or is then everything ending the development of the desire? It's nice, this translation of Google from German to English. Basically he asks why in this phase Malchut is not ending everything. Why? Because as Bala Sulam is teaching us, or also the Ari, this is the most extreme separation that could be. The big desire to receive of the creature, and the root, which is only light, with the quality of bestowal. And in this way, the creature would always remain separated from the Creator, always someone who receives. And this is why he's writing that this is why it was made the secret of the tzimtzum, of the restriction, and the shame, the busha, in order to save the creature from this kind of separation, because the purpose of creation is to bring the creature to adhesion with the Creator, right? And Thomas from Germany, another question. What is this abyss? Is it the rudeness? I don't know about which abyss you're speaking about, maybe the shame, but it's a result of a very developed rudeness, yes. And that's it. See you in the next clip.